This is a presentation by Kieran, Lorna, Archie, Chloe, Nat and Clara.
Tata Motors bought both Jaguar and Land Rover for Ford in 2008. They then merged both companies together in 2013, forming JLR. Jaguar Land Rover's target audience are mainly older people over the age of 40. Their main demographic are males with a large income with a keen interest in high-performance cars. Jaguar Land Rover are trying to position themselves as a higher-end product to differentiate themselves from main competitors such as BMW, Mercedes and Audi. Kia declared bankruptcy in 1997. Hyundai then purchased 51% of the company, forming Hyundai Kia Motors. Hyundai, however, have since reduced its stake in Kia to around one-third. The two are not a single corporate entity, they are sister companies. Their target audience are car owners who are more concerned with the reliability and environmental factors as opposed to those who want luxury and high performance.
JLR have 4 aims that they would like to achieve within their business. They involve the major stakeholders like customers, the environment and communities. JLR recognises sustainability is key within a business, therefore they are evolving so they are able to adapt with constant new challenges to protect resources and the environment. Likewise, Hyundai Motor Group, who own Kia, also take stakeholders into account and want to provide a good quality product to their customers. One similarity between the two companies is that they both mention the environment as a vital stakeholder. For example, Hyundai identify that sustainability is crucial for future generations. However, one difference between the two is that Hyundai mentioned that they want to give their customers value, but due to JLR being an upper-class brand where products are more expensive than the average car, they don't mention value for money as this is not what they want to achieve. From comparing the two missions and aims, I think the most effective one is JLR. This is because they include their aims, but also details on how they're going to achieve them. For this, I feel that the company is more respected.
When getting an insight into their values, I was able to compare and contrast the similarities and differences both competitors have with each other. Starting with one of the main common similarities would be how they're both customer driven, meaning that every decision approved is compared to the interest and benefit on them. The approach they use would be that they would like to make sure their finished products are produced to a high standard. Another element that is produced to this sort of level of standard would be the service they provide online and in store. An example of where this could be shown would be through their customer service. One of the main differences that I was able to identify would be the fact that Kia likes to take as many opportunities as possible in order to build the business's reputation. Kia also do this in order to expand their aims and goals. JLR also have a large influence on the public image, however they approach it in a different way. They do this by ensuring that they are honest to their customers and they through a transparency approach, so allowing them to have an insight, meaning that they are able to access a lot of information. Another approach that JLR would be different would be ensuring that everyone is benefiting. An example of this would be employees are receiving an adequate income, as well as being able to give in as many opportunities as possible in order to develop their skills and career. Therefore, this shows that the business are working on their internal stakeholders first, so in order to make sure that they are able to deliver a service to entice others to invest. Whereas, on the other hand, Kia are more externally influenced by taking the time to connect with other organisations in order to supply and build partnership in order to expand into new markets.
Jaguar Land Rover and Honda Kia both have aspects of governance in the form of board of directors. Both board of directors have external directors, or NAS for short. This is because the companies want a different perspective on their business operations. However, there is a clear difference between the two companies of the board of directors. Jaguar Land Rover has 1 executive directors and 4 non-executive directors, whereas Honda Kia has 4 internal and 5 external directors on their board. This is due to Korean laws that they have to abide by. Both companies evaluate a balance of skills, experience, knowledge, but also the independence of their directors to make sure that they are performing right. Furthermore, both companies' governors are in charge of guiding the company's management, making business decisions, supervising work of executive and management, and represent shareholders and stakeholders. However, Jaguar Land Rover is more about representing shareholders and stakeholders, whereas Honda Kia doesn't have much of this aspect.
It is clear from the presentation that there are similarities and differences between the two companies in terms of their governance, mission and values. The main reason for this is that, despite being in the same industry, each of the companies are targeting different segments of the market. The performance figures on the slide show that both companies are succeeding. This suggests that they are both effective in terms of their governance, mission, and values. Thank you for listening to our presentation.